but it just seemed like overnight to me because I enjoyed my work. And I appreciate North Carolinians. I've been in a lot of places, but you guys are the greatest. And I learned a lot from this guy. This guy's been here. In fact, I think there was about 2 or 3 landscape guys came along about the time I did, and back then I didn't appreciate landscaping. But I learned and adapted, and I like that part of the Blue Ridge. That's part of it. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
Maybe just a couple of comments.
Go right ahead.
I'm
in find a chair.
Yeah, well, as a young landscape architect just out of college, I'd been in the military for a few years, so I was about 27, 28 when I came to work on the Parkway. So to be out here with a degree in landscape architecture, no real work experience, but working with Lloyd and several other people from the Federal Highway Administration, engineers, of all kind of different expertise, and 2 landscape architects, Bob Hope, not the comedian, but Bob Hope that worked here, and a guy by the name of Robert Schreffler. And just watching the interaction between the landscape architects and the engineers, walking the alignment, when we knew kind of where the road was going to go, but talking about what trees we wanted to miss, where to build bridges, and then this Linn Cove Viaduct and how to deal with that. I mean, every time we walked that alignment, and literally in those days, when you walk under the Linn Cove Viaduct or along some of the other alignment, you don't have a real appreciation for how thick the rhododendron was. I mean, you could hike and sometimes your feet wouldn't touch the ground. You would be literally walking through the rhododendron to get from one station to the next. So as a young man with a new degree in landscape architecture, it was just so interesting to see how a roadway in the National Park Service would be developed, and especially around Grandfather Mountain. There weren't biologists, there weren't natural resource specialists like we have today that help build roads and decide how to approach it. There were landscape architects and engineers, but the environmental sensitivity and the conversations that we were having in those days were really to look out and how to protect Grandfather Mountain, which is a lot of what the discussion was between Hugh Morton and the National Park Service about where the alignment should go. And so it's exciting for me to be back today, to be a part of this, just to experience this again, and for the other landscape architects that started in 1935 working on the Parkway. It's exciting for me to come back and be a part of the section of Parkway that I helped design and construct. It's just really, gives you a great feeling of accomplishment, especially knowing how many people enjoy riding this section of the Parkway every year. So it means a lot to me to see you all up here today. So thank you all for being here. Thanks, Phil.
Now, is there anyone else here today that's maybe worked with the Federal Highway or maybe worked with a contractor